Several hundred people had gathered to show their opposition to a partial lockdown imposed last week. The demonstration soon turned violent as rioters set off fireworks and flares and threw rocks and missiles at police. Germany has warned it may have to follow suit with lockdowns.
Thousands of Austrians chanting resistance march through the streets of Vienna. They're reacting to the latest government measures.
We are protesting against the deprivation of liberty. We are speaking out against the lockdown and against our freedom back. No one should take that away from us. That's why there are thousands of people on the streets.
Thousands turned out in Croatia to express their anger.
I came to fight for freedom and against fascism, against totalitarianism and these insane restrictions, these insane politicians.
The year 2021 is coming to an end. We were on the verge of returning to normality. And then suddenly something happens. We may be returning to lockdowns soon, as we see a trend happening in Europe. If we go back into lockdowns, some people will certainly be upset. They will protest and may even riot in the name of freedom. But what is freedom? And will the people of today actually hold it in high regard once they learn what it really is? Freedom is a term used to describe the series of liberties granted by the government, in particular, a democratic government. These freedoms include but are not limited to freedom of association, freedom of belief, freedom of speech, freedom to express oneself, freedom of the press, freedom to choose one's state in life, freedom of religion, freedom from bondage and slavery, freedom of education. Democracy began as early as the ancient Greek civilization, and then existed as the Parliament of England in the Middle Ages, before what we know as democracy today. The Declaration of Freedoms is a fancy slogan used to psychologically trick the governed citizens that they are not complete slaves, while spreading this political system to other governments. Once democracy achieves its objective, world domination, I suspect the ruling class will want full control back. Then, slowly and surely, the liberties that we once enjoyed will be taken away. It's back to the age of slavery, if it's not already here. Do you not know you are a slave? A slave is a person who is forced to obey and completely subservient to a dominating influence. Are you not a slave to debt? Are you not a slave to work? Were you not forced to stay at home? Were you not influenced to vaccinate? Were you not under mass media influence? And are you not a slave to their fear? I believe the majority of us perform duties because we have to, not because we want to. Furthermore, we are constantly being subliminally brainwashed. Entertainment, television, news, games, and music is just bait to expose your mind to advertisements. The web ads you see are targeted to you. They are not random. Therefore, the next time we think that our liberties, freedoms, are being trampled, threatened by our own democratic state, we need to understand that this organization that takes away our freedoms is the same entity that gave our liberties in the first place. We are at the mercy of our government if they do decide to exercise totalitarian rule. We fell for their propaganda. Their freedom is an illusion, and the events to come will solidify that fact. Many of us will choose slavery over freedom, because true freedom is difficulty. It is hardship, it is being self-sufficient, wise, and a jack of all trades. To be a slave in modern society, you only need to listen and follow the leaders, believe their propaganda, and trust your safety to important people in the hierarchy. Should their decisions cause you great harm, then it won't matter, because in the grand scheme, you are only a slave who holds no significant value. This is the world we live in now.